Okay, everyone, this is my spoiler review of X-Men the Animated Series, Season 3, Episode 10, Longshot. This originally came out October 5th, 1996, so originally released in Season 5 because of animation issues, but it actually falls into place in Season 3. Now, for me, I'm a huge fan of everything that has to do with Mojo, Longshot, and Spiral, so as you saw in my previous reviews, I was a big fan of the episode Mojo Vision, so I was excited to see that crew back in this episode. So it's actually this time we're taking the Mojo crew and they're coming to Earth. It starts with Jubilee is greeted by Longshot and Mojo's agents that we see, which are led by Spiral. Now, what's interesting is Jubilee does her best Storm impression, where she's like, Jubilee, Princess of Pyrotechnics, commands you to release the human. So I thought that was a nice touch for a character like Jubilee who looks up to the other X-Men. And we get these war wolves that show up now, which were just weird creatures. And Logan comes out of the store, and I love that he just sniffs the car Jubilee and Longshot were in and can just remember Longshot's specific scent. I thought was great. And I love Logan's line to the war wolves where he's like, we got leash laws in this town, mutt. But I love Spiral and the agents just say cancel them, so they're talking in TV terms, which is another part I just love about everything with the Mojo world. But they retreat here, and that's going to kind of be the name of the game for this group, as they will retreat at the end of the episode as well. But we'll learn that Mojo is pissed that Longshot got away. He's like, he's still under contract. And I love while he's saying all this, Mojo is still just downing something that is like Pepto-Bismol. And he's like, that's if I don't have enough to worry about already with slave rebellions, workers who actually want to be paid, and my biggest star turned rebel. Who decided to let actors think? I laugh so hard at this right now. It's very timely with the SAG strike going on, just like when I watched Mojo Vision. So it's just haunting how like true to this day some of the writing is, just about how big corporate suits will think about the lower tier people in the industry. I love when Spiral tells Mojo to just get him himself, and he says, you presumptuous sack of armpits, because she has all these arms. And a great hysterical moment you might miss on first watch is when Domo brings up Mojo going to Earth, where the X-Men are leading the expedition, and he counts with his fingers to see how long it takes Mojo to connect the dots with everything he's saying and what he should do. I thought that was so funny. And Mojo connects his dots. He's like, we'll do a live event on Earth with Longshot and the X-Men. It's a ratings sensation. Now, back on Earth, Longshot has a nice moment with Jubilee, who is just admiring Longshot throughout this episode and gives her a rose and thanks her for her help. That gets a nice payoff at the end. I love shows that have a nice bow to it. And this episode has a nice bow where we see the rose at the end of the episode, symbolizing that nice bond that Jubilee and Longshot had and how they helped out each other. But what's great about this scene where he gives her the rose is literally the next moment it cuts to Mojo finding a rose and sniffing it and being disgusted. Now we'll learn through Longshot being under Professor X that his memories were erased by Mojo, but he's remembering now, and that Longshot was leading this slave rebellion against Mojo. Now what is Mojo's master plan here for ratings? He kidnaps Jubilee. She's the grand prize now for the Longshot and the X-Men to try to save, so they fall into his trap because he's just televising this and he calls it Intergalactic Gladiators. I love his intros here where he's like, Rogue, whose luscious lips no man can kiss. And he's like, Wolverine, whose adamantium bones can't protect him from a broken heart. That was also great. And then he sends in a purple dinosaur and he goes, trust me, the kids will love it. So that was definitely a Barney reference. Now, things go haywire here, and I like in all this chaos, we get to see a moment where Mojo actually uses his tail gun at Longshot, and he even sneaks in a Porky Pig impression at one point. And like I said, they like to do this group as they retreat, and Spiral steals the episode to me with the best line to Wolverine, where she says, I want a rematch, mutant. Pay-per-view, of course. But she says, 50% of all intergalactic merchandise and syndication revenue. That was the part that got me. Just so funny. And again, very, very timely with negotiations going on right now in Hollywood. Now, Longshot has to leave and go fight the rebellion he's leading. And he's like, I'll never forget you, Jubilee. Thank you. And then you get the little rose, like I said. So it's a nice touch at the end of the episode. It goes by quick. I don't like it as much as I liked Mojo Vision, but I still think it was really solid. So I'm going to give this one an 8. I just going to die on the hill that I really will take as much Mojo as possible. I think he's hysterical, and I think Spiral's a very underrated character and is very cool, and I really like Longshot as well. So it's not super memorable, but I still enjoyed it on its own right, and I think it's just fun, and it goes by so fast, and I think they did a really good job with the Jubilee and Longshot bond they had here with that bow, like I said at the end of the episode. But let me know what you thought down below. Hit that sub button so you don't miss one of my reviews of X-Men the Animated Series, and I also will be reviewing figures for X-Men and comics as well. I can use all support I can get, and please follow me on TikTok, Instagram, and Twitter as well, X-Men Trove, and I'll see you next time.